Okay, I'm going to take you through the new object properties for the batch tool object. So in this case, this is the Boeing Charleston configuration, and you can see that there's a new object called batch tools, and underneath it are individual tools that can be configured. And what you're doing is you're configuring the tool and the connections on the tool. So the tool has some properties. If you want to allow unassigned sensors to that tool, meaning sensors which are not actually attached, then you can click true here. Don't worry about width and height for now. Underneath it, you'll see that there's images and there's tool object, batch tool connection objects, and each batch tool connection object defines a connection to the tool. So you define the name of the connection, the type, and that can either be probe, part GC, or source. Whether it's required, some of them you might have connections, but you don't want to require a connection. And then you can associate two different images to that specific connection. And what the system will do is actually show the connection on the tool image in the batch screen, which is kind of cool. So you basically define all these things, and you also define select images which will be used to show the parts. So as I said, each connection can be associated with two different images, and then the system lets you define how that gets displayed with an X and Y location. The net result of that is when you go in the batch screen now, you'll actually see the tool and different images with the sensors actually displayed where they are. And you can move these sensors around and get them positioned and then lock those in. The way this thing actually works then is if I remove all the parts here and I select a part which has been associated with that, you'll see I can select thermocouples, but then on the vacuums I can associate a vacuum probe with a probe on the tool, and another probe with a probe on the tool. So by clicking and clicking and clicking, I'm associating my attachments on the left side with attachments on the right side. And you'll see as I select these, if I go to sources, I'll see the same thing. So I'm going to select all my sources, associate them with the tooling, and bear with me, this takes a while to complete here. And once that's done, the system will display them on the part. And as I assign them, you'll see that the ones that are selected as V20 will actually start showing with the actual connection. Now, if I try connecting two that have not been assigned, it'll come up and say that needs an assignment. So if it's required, it's going to require you to provide a match. Also, if I leave right now the form, it'll tell me, hey, these guys aren't attached either. Okay, so the idea is you keep assigning until you're done, and then once you're done, you've got your assignments on your images, and you'll see that they can be shown on different images. And so the idea is that once they're assigned, we're going to have the ability to correlate sensors with positions. And down here you also see that the vacuum probes show the association. Okay, and that's it.